أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على رسوله الكريم وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين أما بعد. So my brothers and sisters, this is our Friday reminder from Masjid Al-Wali, and it's with sadness that we acknowledge that this is the final Friday of the month of Ramadan. Ramadan is continuing for one more day, as has been announced throughout the world. Eid will be on Sunday, so there are 2 days left, today and tomorrow, and this is the final Friday. We will not be having any more Friday within the month of Ramadan, so it's a time that's tempered with sadness. At this occasion, I would like to remind all of ourselves, when Ramadan is passing towards the end of Ramadan, one of the lessons that we need to focus on is what to do beyond Ramadan. Unfortunately, none of us wants Ramadan to go away, but now we have to start thinking beyond Ramadan. One of the most important lessons in the Quran, and for as Muslims, the most important thing in our life is Iman. And after Iman, the second most important thing in our life that the Quran commands us is this idea of consistency. Iman, the Arabic term, is istiqamah. This is very, very important teaching in Islam. It's the second most important teaching after our faith, Iman. That's why Allah says in several verses, إِنَّ الَّذِينَ قَالُوا رَبُّنَا اللَّهُ ثُمَّ اسْتَقَامُوا. This expression comes in the Quran. Those who say, our Lord is Allah, and then they have consistency, ثُمَّ اسْتَقَامُوا. So this Arabic word istiqamah comes right after Iman in importance in our teachings. And it means to keep doing what you're doing. So having Iman, having faith, and then persisting and being consistent upon that faith. Because that's very, very important, because without consistency, you lose what you have. So faith is a process. Iman is a process. Iman is something that goes up and down. All of us know people who used to be, who weren't Muslim before, now they're Muslim. So it's a process in their life. They attain faith. But then there are also people who have faith. It goes up and it goes down. And perhaps, people that their faith is gone. They no longer believe, unfortunately. That also is a reality. So istiqamah is very, very important. That's why Allah says, إِنَّ الَّذِينَ قَالُوا رَبُّنَا اللَّهُ ثُمَّ اسْتَقَامُوا. And then there are various verses. Some of them say, فَلَا خَوْفٌ عَلَيْهِمْ وَلَا هُمْ يَحْزَنُونَ. Those who have these two essential qualities, there will be no fear upon them, no sorrow, no fear of the future, no sorrow for the past. That's the good life. That's the right life. So istiqamah is very, very important to remind ourselves. At the end of this blessed month, we were riding a wave of Iman, and we were all reciting Allah's book. We felt connected to our Creator. At this point, we need to maintain some sense of constancy, so some sense of consistency. So this is an important lesson all of us need to highlight. Istiqamah is so important. We know that when the companion Sahal ibn Sa'ad Sa'idi, he came to the Prophet ﷺ and he asked me, Ya Rasulullah, قل لي قولا لا أسأل عنه أحدا غيرك. قل لي في الإسلام قولا لا أسأل عنه أحدا غيرك. Tell me something, O Messenger. He came from far away and he asked the Prophet, just tell me one thing, one teaching that I will never have to ask anyone else again. You wanted to get to the chase. You wanted to get to the root of the matter. So the Prophet said to him, قُلْ آمَنْتُ بِاللَّهِ ثُمَّ اسْتَقِمْ. He said simple. Stand up and say you believe in Allah. This is Iman. And then ثُمَّ اسْتَقِمْ. Have istiqamah for the rest of your life. So this is very, very important. So istiqamah, how do you define istiqamah? Istiqamah, I already used the words constancy, consistency, persistence is also a word, steadfastness, to keep on doing what you're doing, to keep on staying the course, durability. All these words have a sense of istiqamah. Umar ibn al-Khattab He defined istiqamah once on the minbar, and he said, "Al-istiqamu an taqumu ala al-amri wal-nahi, wa la tarughu anhu raghawan al-tha'labi." He said that istiqamah is to persist on your path of the commands and the prohibitions, doing the commands, avoiding the prohibitions. Yani Sharia, Islam. Istiqamah is to persist on the road and not to deviate like the gait of the fox. The fox runs this way and that way. So istiqamah is sirat al-mustaqim, staying on the straight road. Even the sirat al-mustaqim, we ask for that every day. Ihdina sirat al-mustaqim. It has the same word in that expression. Al-mustaqim comes from istiqamah. So this is the straight path that keeps going, and it leads you all the way to Jannah. So this is what we want to maintain, my brothers and sisters. Beyond Ramadan, let's maintain istiqamah. So what are some of the lessons? How do we do that? There's some great lessons from the companions, radiallahu anhum ajma'in. For instance, Aisha radiallahu anha, she has a famous hadith that's in Bukhari and Muslim, where she narrates that the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, "Ahabbul a'mali ila Allahi adwamuha wa in qalla." She said, the most beloved deeds to Allah are adwamuha, from the word da'im, the ones that you persist on, the ones that you are constant on, the ones who you keep doing. Wa in qall, even if they are few. So it's far better for a believer to keep doing something, even if it's little, than to do a lot and then stop doing it. So that's really, really important as a lesson. And then one of the narrators, he says in this hadith, وَكَانَتْ عَائِشَةُ رَضِيَ اللَّهُ عَنْهَا إِذَا عَمِلَتِ الْعَمَلِ لَزِمَتْهُ. Aisha, when she used to do something, she used to maintain it. So this is the key to the consistency of the companions, that they never tried things out and did them and stopped. When they started doing something, they maintained it. They were persistent, they were constant, they were consistent. So this is very, very important. When they maintained certain habits, they would continue them. So this is a general teaching that applies in all of Islam. It's not specific to Ramadan. Now, with regards to Ramadan, I know we always say, I used to be of this view, and there's some people only worship Allah in Ramadan, and we used to blame them, and then after Ramadan they forget. Certainly that's true to some level, but one of my teachers pointed out that, look, Ramadan is supposed to be different. So there's this tension. You can't do everything that you do in Ramadan outside of Ramadan, or else this month would not be special. We do have to push ourselves in Ramadan. We have to do more. But at the same time, that doesn't negate that beyond Ramadan, we can still hold on to many of our habits. So all of us need to dig into our lives, look at what we're doing, and see what we can maintain beyond Ramadan. There's an interesting case study in istiqamah is Abdullah ibn Amr ibn al-As, the great companion, the son of Amr ibn al-As. He is one of the companions close to the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. He's one of the companions who had a written collection of hadith in the lifetime of the Prophet. He asked the Prophet for permission to write down his statements, his words. He even asked the Prophet, should I write down everything from you, even when you're angry, or only write down things when you're not angry? And the Prophet said, "Ma qulu illa al-haq." I don't say anything except the truth in every situation. So the Prophet gave him permission to write hadith, and he wrote 1,000 hadith in the lifetime of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. His book was called As-Sahifa As-Sadiqa. He had a book of hadith he written in the lifetime with the knowledge of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So he was a great companion, but he's a case study in istiqamah. So because there are a number of instances of the Prophet teaching him this lesson in regards to various aspects of his life. So in Sahih Muslim, you'll find all three hadith. So on one occasion, Abdullah ibn Amr ibn al-As, he came to the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. He said, "I want to recite the Quran every day." And what does that mean? I want to recite the Quran every day. All of us should be doing that. But when he said that, what that meant is he wanted to recite the entire Quran every single day. So the Prophet ﷺ said to him, "Iqra'u fi 30 layla." He said, "No, read it over 30 days." So the Prophet was giving him instructions and consistency. He's saying, "Look, read it every 30 days. If it was a one-time thing, that makes no sense, these instructions. But Abdullah ibn Amr ibn As was asking from habit, as a matter of constancy and habit, and the Prophet knew that this is what it's about. That was the life of the companion. So the Prophet said, no, you won't be able to do that all the time. So he said, no, recite the Quran every 30 days. And he says, Inni atiku, he said, Inni aqwa ala dhalik. He said, I, in various narration, he says, I have more strength than that. I can do more than that. So he asked the Prophet, no, I want to do more. So he said, Iqra'u fi kulli ashrina layla. He said, read it every 20 days. And then in various narrations kept going down, and he kept asking, I can do more. So the Prophet gave him a week, and then finally he settled on Iqra'uhu fi thalathat ayyam. Read it in 3 days. And even when he said, so every 3 days, he finished the Quran every 3 days, 10 juz a day, and 10 ajza a day. And then Abdullah, he still said, I have more strength than that. The Prophet said, no. He said, La yafhamu man qara'ahu fi aqalla min thalath. He said, because the one who reads it's faster than that in less than 3 days does not understand a word, and that's not the point. So this was a great lesson in consistency with respect to the Quran with Abdullah ibn Amr ibn al-As. Now he had the same discussion with the Prophet about fasting. So he came to the Prophet and he started fasting every single day. That's what he was doing. And the Prophet said, no, fast every 10 days and fast 1 day, and then you'll have the reward of the 9 of 10 days. And he said, no, I can do more than that. And they had this long discussion, and the Prophet ended by saying, okay, fast the fast of Dawood, Som Dawood. And he asked, what's the fast of Dawood? He said he used to fast 1 day and not fast the other day. So alternating days. So this is what he settled on. He settled on alternating days. And then also the Prophet taught him a lesson of Qiyamul Layl. So these are 3 things that made Ramadan special for us, right? Reciting Quran, Qiyamul Layl at night, and fasting during the day. So these 3 ingredients were the subject of the Prophet instructing Abdullah ibn Amr ibn al-As. We looked at fasting, we looked at Quran. In terms of Qiyamul Layl, the Prophet ﷺ, he advised him, he said, Ya Abdullah. So this is one of the hadith of Abdullah ibn Amr ibn al-As. The Prophet said, Ya Abdullah. So when the Prophet speaking specifically to a companion, it shows close interaction. It shows that he's teaching him something important. So this is a personal instruction to Abdullah, because they had this connection. They were talking already about this idea of constancy, and Abdullah ibn Amr ibn al-As was full of energy. He was one of the companions who wanted to do more. So he said to him, Ya Abdullah, لا تكن مثل فلان كان يقوم الليل فترك قيام الليل. This hadith in Bukhari and Muslim. He said, Ya Abdullah, don't be like a person who used to pray Qiyamul Layl, then he stopped praying Qiyamul Layl. So this is an important lesson about Qiyamul Layl. Look, this is something that you should be doing regularly. And the companions all did it regularly. After Surah Al-Muzzammil was revealed, Ya ayyuha al-Muzzammil, qum al-layla illa qalila, fatahajjad bihi, and another verse, fatahajjad bihi nafilatan lak, and pray at night, and that's where we get the word tahajjud from. So the companions, the early Muslims, used to pray every single night. So this was the habit of the Prophet. He prayed every single night in Ramadan, outside Ramadan, 8 rak'ahs of Qiyamul Layl, or tahajjud prayer. So he was advising his beloved companion, look, don't be like a person who used to pray and then he stopped praying. So that was a lesson. Look, when you do something, lazim, you have to maintain it. Like كانت عائشة إذا عملت العمل لزمته. Aisha, when she used to do something, and this is all the companions, when they used to do something, they used to maintain it. So this is very, very important. Now, beyond Ramadan, obviously you can't maintain everything you did in Ramadan. You're not meant to. It is a special month at the end of the day. But all these 3 ingredients that we talked about, they exist in Ramadan, they exist beyond Ramadan. And the companions and the Muslims practice them in Ramadan and beyond Ramadan, perhaps in different ways, to different degrees. But we need to continue these things. So this is very, very important. And all the verses that speak about the virtue of reciting Quran and Qiyamul Layl and the Hadith texts on that, and fasting, um, generally they're not speaking about Ramadan. They're in context outside of Ramadan, because these are great teachings of our faith. They gave us so much energy in this month, and they will continue to give you energy and iman and boost your faith and help you stay grounded and focused beyond Ramadan. So all of us can need to continue maintain some sense of istiqamah, consistency beyond Ramadan. With respect to fasting, there's people fast all the time. I know there's so many opportunities that are part of the sunnah, of the teachings of the Prophet, to fast outside of Ramadan. There are people who fast Mondays and Thursdays following the sunnah of the Prophet ﷺ. They can do a weekly fast every Monday and Thursday. Also, beyond Ramadan, the Prophet ﷺ said, "Man sama Ramadan thumma atba' bi sittati min Shawwal." Those who fast Ramadan and then follow up with 6 days from the month of Shawwal, فَذَاكَ صِيَامُ الدَّهْرِ. That's like fasting a lifetime. So if you add 6 after Ramadan, and you can do it any time in the month of Shawwal, and one of my teachers, he says, min Shawwal means from Shawwal, so it means throughout the year. So there's also an opinion you can fast if you just add 6 throughout the year. Most scholars say in the month of Shawwal, 6 in the month of Shawwal, it can be any days. So either opinion, the point is maintaining some consistency. And there's the 3 days every month, the 14th, 15th, 13th, 14th, and 15th, Ayyamul Bid. And then there's also other days that we fast, Yom Ashura, Yom Arafah, and then Sha'ban before Ramadan was also a month of fasting, and then the 10 days of Dhul Hijjah are also days you can fast, and you can fast any day, but try to maintain some sense of consistency, some sense of habit. That's fasting. Reciting Quran. Quran is so important for us to recite all the time, not just in Ramadan. This is a problem we have. Many Muslims only open the Quran in Ramadan, unfortunately. But this should not be the case. You should continue reciting Quran beyond Ramadan. It has the same reward. It has the same guidance that we badly need, and it will help us in our difficult times, answer our questions, keep us grounded, and keep us going. So the Quran should continue beyond Ramadan in various shapes and forms. And Qiyamul Layl, like I mentioned, it was the habit of the Prophet to pray every single night. Qiyamul Layl, so if you can't reach that level, at least you can pray. Make a schedule, pray on some days, and it doesn't have to be 8 rak'ahs. It's very flexible. You can pray as much or as little as you want. And it doesn't have to be, the length doesn't have to be there. It has to be before Fajr. It's after Isha and before Fajr sometime. Ideally, you go to sleep after Isha and you wake up before Fajr time comes in, and you pray something, and that counts as Qiyamul Layl. That's the best time, the last third of the night. So all of us, let's continue maintaining some sense of constancy beyond Ramadan. There are 48 hours left, less than 48 hours left. So first of all, these 48 hours, make them count. Let's push ourselves and keep doing what we're doing, and push ourselves harder. It's not over after night 27. Last night was the 29th. It's not over. We can still continue worshiping tonight. Still a possibility that it could be Laylatul Qadr tonight. So we need to seek it every single night, and worship during the day. As Imam Shafi'i said, that you worship during the day just like you worship at night. You maintain all that. It's all about constancy, istiqamah. So let's continue all of that in the last moments that we have, and then beyond Ramadan. Ask Allah Azza wa Jal to bless all of you, and to bless all of us and our community, Masjid Al-Wali, and all the other masajid that we're part of, and all the other communities around the world. May Allah give them joy on this day of Eid, although we cannot be celebrating together. May Allah make it a happy day. May Allah alleviate the suffering of the Muslims in Palestine, in Kashmir, in China, in Burma, in India, and Syria, all the places Muslims are suffering. May Allah ease their suffering and their burdens. May Allah lift this trial from us, and give us some sense of ease and normalcy May Allah allow us to learn the lessons that He wanted us to learn through these difficult trials. May Allah accept our prayers and our fasting and our Qiyamul Layl in Ramadan. May Allah allow us to continue them beyond Ramadan. May Allah enable us to open our masajid again very, very soon, so that we may come back to the houses of Allah to worship Him, and we may come back meeting our brothers and sisters in our communities. Allahumma ameen. Wa akhiru da'wana anil hamdulillahi rabbil alameen. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.